day 3 of training camp, and the Eagles' defense is starting to heat things up. But that doesn't mean they overpowered the offense, as they're still showing a lot of consistency. But let's get into it. What's up, it's your boy Cintron, coming back at you with another analysis video, and I kid you not, that's my real name. So let's get to the highlighters on both sides of the ball. Eagles training camp game ball, Devonta Smith is still a highlight reel catch waiting to happen. I put that in there because it just bothered me. It's still very much my ball or nobody's for Devonta Smith, while Jalen Carter appears to be bringing his mean streak back in full for year 2. So let's get into it. So this guy here was catching over everybody, making balls look routine, catching balls over his head in stride, and still getting yak after that. Man, just typical stuff we've come to expect from him. But that doesn't mean it shouldn't be praised, because it's not ordinary. He's just that good. Catching over Isaiah Rodgers, over Keely Ringo, Moss, and both those guys at his size. Reminds you of the Washington Commanders game last year when he caught the ball and just got slammed to the earth. But it was just an awesome catch. He held on to it because Thin Diesel, as Top Billing calls him. Despite his size, he can go over sky over guys and use that vertical. And we're not even seeing the best of him yet, because you put him in the offense like this, I think really gonna up his yardage. He should probably be in the 1,200 range, and maybe more than that, chipping away at some of AJ's targets and yards. But he's been due for an offense that frees him up, and this is just the one. And on the defensive side, Jalen Carter, man, just blowing past people, being a bull in a china shop, as he's apt to do. Coming into his second year, we're going to need that guy, because, Fletcher Cox is no longer here. Someone to look to, depend on. He's going to receive the lion's share of the snaps. And his conditioning has been, good so far. But, he's really focusing in on that, driving it home, running with the third team even. Up in day 2 of practice, him and Jordan Davis. But, Vic likes to play his starters on the D-line a lot more than we like to, at least historically speaking. We like to rotate guys, but we'll see how that pans out. But him getting a sack on Jalen today, the other Jalen, is he's hurting you. Okay, scrap that. Anyways, it's just inspiring to see, because like I said, they were just playing on fire today for some reason, but just tired of letting the offense get the better of them. But let's jump into that. But first, before that, let's go to the Jalen Hurts watch. Yeah, just not hitting on the clips today. But anyways, Eagles offense keeps it short for camp's 3rd practice. Hurts and the offense chipped away with numerous short yardage plays against an increasingly aggressive defensive line for day 3 of camp. And this is like peak efficiency for Jalen, because he's taking care of the football, something he wasn't apt to do last year. 15 picks, 20 overall turnovers. And, that's not the quarterback, I believe that, he is. Shackled by an inept offense last year. He kind of just had to force the ball down the field, but he's doing the antithesis of that right now, and taking care of it, hitting the short yards, dump off, taking a couple of sacks, and even then, they said, it looks like he's holding on to the ball too long. It's still only day 3. He's still acclimating to this new offense. So give him some leeway, give him a break in that regard. He'll still, get better with it. Kellen Moore said in his press conference, Jalen is really taking this offense by the horns and trying to master it, make it his own. And it's an incomplete process as of the moment. He's had this all of a couple months, and the disparity between the spring practices and now is night and day. He was throwing picks then, and he hasn't even come close. His pick-worthy throws have been zilch. He's taking care of the football, and this is the offense that he needs to be in, that can maximize his talent and really highlights him as an accurate passer. I mean, that's been highly overlooked over Jalen's career. His ability to put the ball on the spot and hit his guys in stride. I mean, pinpoint. It's their ball or no ball. He's done that, for a good percentage of his career, and he's gotten better each and every year that he's been a starter. And for people to say, "Oh, he's just a running back, who can throw the ball," is just insane. It tells me that you're a meathead who's not watching the film, relying on me ESPN to paint your narrative, or you're just lazy, unintelligent, and have a low football IQ, which is fine. but don't claim, that someone is something without doing your, due diligence. But, fans are apt to do whatever. In our, fan base is the same. We have our people that hate Jalen, closeted, or, out there, put it out there, but whatever. He was dominating, man. Like, and my thing with him is he's getting the ball out of his hands, and quick. You see like 4 out of 4 there. He's 3 out of 3 here. He takes some sacks. They didn't get a couple because coverage is tight, but he's making them pay on the plays and like that. He did go deep to Campbell and to Smitty. I think, or Smitty or AJ Brown on the first couple of plays, and we're not forcing those. We're gonna take our shots, but we're really going to try to pick teams apart and force them, to do what we want them to do: play up close or play off, and then have our way with them. So this offense is really truly about dictating the matchups and controlling. The flow, controlling the pacing, controlling the narrative as far as like what you want them to do. You want them to get into a too high shell, single high look, buzz their safeties. You want them to get into mugging looks. We'll be able to dictate all that stuff, and we have the offensive weapons to more than make them pay, but they can't really key on anybody. And we have guys that can also take over games and overpower, and then we can bring in waves as far as running backs. I mean, we should truly be an amorphous offense this year. And this is the best offense that we've seen yet, similar around Jalen. So, and he's just taking full advantage, just finding truly the open guy. And so, Dak was doing the past couple of years, bemoaning him as he's a cowboy and this, that, and the third. But if you just, look at it through non-tint, Philadelphia midnight green tinted lenses, the man's doing work. The man was doing work, and he still is doing work. So give him his props, and be happy that we have a coach of that ilk, that caliber here to coach Jalen. Anyways, he's taking some sacks, but look at the efficiency: 13 to 15, only 2 passes, and like the balls aren't hitting the ground. He's not throwing any worm burners, or he's not used to throw those turf burners. He's taking care of the football, and we're matriculating on the field. So I love we're like. Step by step, we're just chipping away. Like they said, we don't need to be the chip to the offense. Be on the field for all of 3 minutes and score quickly. Can do that. Don't get me wrong, we can do that, but we no longer try to force the issue, which is not what we should have been last year. All right, let's get into the full article. But the Eagles 2024 training camp practice. Notes for day 3. Jalen Hurts is stacking good days, so 3rd day in a row that money. He's been incredibly accurate throughout the first 3 days, and still building. So we had our guys still out. Aaron Burks, that's 2 days in a row. Brett Toth, hamstring, kind of inconsequential with us. I mean, yes, he's a good depth piece, and the linebackers are kind of closely in heat as far as talent goes. But the guys that are out there, obviously need to be out there. Now Jeremiah Trotter, I think. I don't know if he was out there today, but the cramps. I think that's what I thought it was, just cramps. Just from the heat. Tyler Steen did leave practice early, didn't see him get hurt, so kind of wonder what's going on there. Who took his place? Chiefs cast off Darian Kennard. Now he has 2 rings in 2 years. That's amazing, but he was riding the bench, the practice squad. A tackle by trade. We announced him as a tackle, but we want him to maybe cross-train and get some time at guard. So it's interesting that him and not Keegan got time there, or Mekhi Becton. But he, got some reps for Lane, but, just giving him some old man rest. But yeah, these highlights, man. Devonta Smith catching over Isaiah Rodgers. A deep ball. Loud down the sideline. Let me just get that music out of here because I don't want to get any copyright strikes. Just over the shoulder, man. And right in the end zone, touchdown, man. And then this one here, I don't think this one counted. I think he just got sacked right there. I think that might have been Moro Jomo coming through. But that catch over there, just over Keely Moss and him. Excellent. So, yeah, you see that day 3 and day 2 and day 1. 3 days stacked up. You got those. AJ Brown making one-handed, effortless catches. I mean, what else is new on the sidelines? Toe tap, in there. But yeah, he got that chemistry. And then John Ross, it didn't count, but he skied up and caught a ball. So the wide receiver 3 competition might be better than we expected with him and Paris Campbell, and now Britton Covey throwing his hat in the ring, beating Quinyon Mitchell. Tight coverage, by Quinyon, and a nice deep ball from Pickett. But hey, man, he's got some wiggle. Another guy that we potentially could throw out there. And hey, what's the worst that could happen? AJ, Dallas, Saquon, and Devonta are drawing coverage. Let the guy get his one-on-one. Johnny Wilson put some good moments out there, catching over Eli Ricks in route, and then a back shoulder. So, I mean, if he could just make use of that height, man, just shove him in there in red zone package. Got him, put him, Dallas, and I don't know, maybe Uzoma or something just that's tall out there, and some square ends, back shoulder fades. Let these guys get to work, man. Use that 6'6" frame, man. It's just crazy. All right, Nakobe Dean getting in some work as a blitzer. He's been good at that at Georgia, but he's flying around camp, something that we couldn't say about him the past 2 camps. Cam Jurgens had some high snaps, and he's acclimated to the new role, so not much we made of that. And he's looked good with the pads off, and he's athletic. We know that. People are like, oh, you shouldn't be highlighting him yet. Hey, there's no harm in saying that he's getting to the spot fast, because we're just verifying, because we haven't seen him in this role. So, it's like Jake Elliott, Mr. Automatic, 66 from 33, 28, 41, 45, 28, 45. Just money. And Ben Van Sumeren out there putting in some good special teams work. So he is, making his pitch to try to make the 53-man roster. Jalen Hunt out there getting some high fives, some attaboys from the coaches. Excellent, man. So they'll be back on Monday for me. So Tuesday for me. So Monday for you. But let's get into some extra training camp notes, because I like to double up. Yeah, man, just like I was saying, like him hitting Paris Campbell deep over Darius Slay, and then Isaiah Rodgers, just beautiful catches. So he did throw a bit too high to open Grant Calcaterra, and Johnny Wilson also appeared to be open on that play, but those will come in time, and he can't be perfect out there. 13 to 15, you'll take that, and then the other day 14 to 16, then it's like 15 to 16 the first day. Money, so like this is our version of Dak, over here, and I think Hurts with that extra scrambling element, you like him to project better as far as his production, because he truly is a wild card. Dak's out running at one point. All right, let's see, is there any more news I can glean from this? Sorry, it was Trevor Keelan. So yeah, about the starters, Darius Slay and Kitty Ringo get the nod again, and then Rodgers was with Slay in the second 11-11, but yeah, I think obviously they're neck and neck right now. We don't know, but Zach Mott and Devin White looking like the starters, and Nico Dean coming in 7-7, so it's when getting that blitzing practice in. But interesting that Dean was a solo linebacker in a dime package with Quinyon Mitchell coming as a dime corner. So I mean, we could throw some special packages put together at teams, and they don't have too much intel as far as film, because I mean, not only these guys are new, but Dean hasn't been on the field long enough, but we could be our role players, and playing in those special mixes. Let's see. Yeah, the team just looks hungry, man. Everybody's been crisp, according to Sports Radio 94 WIP. Yeah, man, we're just hungry. I would, that definitely that bad taste want to wash that out of our mouths and begin things anew. Yeah, there's the 30-yard downfield hit we were talking about from Pickett to Covey, tightly trailed by but hey, teach your rookie a lesson. And let's see, Uzama looks slow. Not surprised, man. He's like a 9th or 10th year veteran at this point, and he's running the route slow, or is it just that supposed to be a progression, or he's just slacking? Don't know. Josh Yobe getting roasted. Give him that special teams work only. And then Julian getting over on some rookie free agent, undrafted rookie free agent at that. So, Well, anyways, we'll end the video on this note. But hey, I know the truth. You're not even watching though, but it's all good because I love talking about the freaking stinking Philadelphia Eagles, and I love making these videos. So we'll chunk the deuces officially. But as always, should have been reversed. But anyways, fly Eagles fly, and let's motherfucking go.
Like, comment, share, subscribe if you want.
Thanks for watching. Check me out at Cintron Anime, Cintron Life, or Cintron Laughs, or other social media.